I've been following Britney Spears for a little while since her case with her parents and her conservatorship and when she got released and things like that. And honestly, it was kind of fill-in news. Wasn't sure exactly where it was going, but it seems like now we got something a little bit new. This here's some mail online, and she claims now to have nerve damage. Now, I hope she doesn't. I hope she's fine and all that. But you got to think about this. She put a long post out there on Instagram that I'll get into. Why? Isn't this something you might want to just keep private? Somebody with her status and her amount of fans, wouldn't you want to, keep things surface level? I'm not saying I don't care. I'm not saying like I don't want to hear it. I'm just saying, why would you do it? It doesn't really boost your image up. Anyway, this is called Britney Spears says she suffers from nerve damage so severe it affects her ability to think sometimes in erratic Instagram post while reflecting on trauma of being held against her will. Is she trying to explain those silly dance videos? So here it is. And like I said, it's pretty long. I try to do 30 posts a month. I used to do 12 a month so people can kind of understand why I work so much. There was a time when I was held in a spot against my will for a very long time. Well, to be honest, I haven't really been the same since. I kind of thought that because I stopped doing IG as much back, then like 7 posts a month. They thought I wasn't working hard enough, so ever since I've been working harder. I'm not exactly sure what she means by that. I thought she was a musician. I thought working hard for her would be putting out albums and songs and EPs and things like that. I don't think she has. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. But I haven't seen or heard of it. But the thing is, I realize now nothing was wrong with me. With 3 explanation marks, by the way. I portray myself as very together on Instagram, but there are a lot of people who don't know what my body physically went through. I'm not here to be a victim. I'm here to express that even though I did a book about my experiences, the trauma is still here and probably will always be. It's extremely deep to my knowledge. All I can do is the best I can and know it's okay to be upset some days or not okay. And that's something I don't feel like the world has allowed me to do. With 3 exclamation marks. I feel the news is nasty, but they don't seem to ever be nasty to other people. I feel bullied, and it's not fair to me. All I can do is try to be awakened by prayer that connects me to a loving manner, not made of fear or threats, but trying to forgive the people who made the right side of my body have serious nerve damage to where I can't even think sometimes. I have to be the bigger person and forgive my own parents, but that's extremely hard. I'll do my best to let it go and not let others down by my anger. Okay, so I gotta tell you guys a secret. Sometimes I find it hard to think sometimes. I've got a busy schedule, I've got kids, I make 2 videos a day. Everybody, I think, finds it hard to think sometimes. That's probably kind of normal. I'm no psychiatrist. I did grow up with one, by the way, so I'm not giving a professional opinion. It just seems a little bit more common than some unique, rare thing. And now you could kind of see what I was getting at before is that, all right, maybe you want to mention you think you've got some nerve damage or something. Maybe put it up there with like 4 or 5 lines. I think I've got nerve damage. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get over it. Hope everyone's doing good. Happy summer vacation, coming up or whatever. I don't know. The point is, this feels a little bit over the top to me. Maybe I'm overthinking, but when you compare it to other stars, you generally don't see them write this essay about things. I mean, if a politician wrote this, the news would never end. They would be hailed as like insane. And of course, the male pitches in their opinion, mostly quoting things she said, and that's pretty much where they get their article from. If they're posting exactly what she said, then quoting it, they're kind of doubling up there on space. If they post what she wrote exactly, they don't need to quote it. And I gotta say, the articles are pretty long. They didn't actually seem to have any kind of serious opinion or take a side, which they don't always do. I mentioned this before when they were covering Johnny and Amber, they had always some opinion, but they're a little bit more easygoing, I think, on the general star, the general celebrity, which I guess is kind of a good thing. And they do have over 200 comments here, This person says the Free Britney movement should be ashamed. She has no stable person in her life who can keep her from self destructive behavior because of their actions. Although the conservatorship was questionable, it should have been modified, not dismissed, because she obviously has issues managing her life. It's got 343 likes and 38 dislikes on that comment, and I have to kind of agree. Like I said, she has the right to have her money and her control over herself. But that doesn't mean there wasn't something a little bit off. It's kind of a catch-22. You can't just be in control of somebody, but then again, if they've got these issues, maybe it is good. I mean, yeah, I gotta agree ultimately she should be on her own. But having said that, it looks like some people might have had a point about her mental state. I mean, most of the comments here are kind of negative and leaning towards, well, I think we might have made a slight mistake with the whole Free Britney thing. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you don't subscribe here, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.